Welcome to episode 6 of What's in the Can. This week it's X-Ray Eyes we're going to be talking about, and it's a juicy New England styled IPA at 5.1%. The malts. So the malts in this beer, the backbone of the flavour of the malt is coming from the extra pale Marisota. We use a hint of Munich again just to give it a little bit of colour. We use wheat and oats and some dextrin malts just to give the beer a bit of body. So we use an all-American hopping regime in this beer at 20 grams per litre. In the brew kettle we use Pato, which gives us our bitterness. So it's in there for 60 minutes or so. Gives us about 33 to 34 IBUs on the bitterness level chart. In the whirlpool, so we transfer the beer from the brew kettle to the whirlpool through the heat transfer exchanger. At about 85 degrees, we'll add Citra and Sabro. That extracts the big fruity aromas and flavours without additional bitterness. And then to top it all off, post-fermentation, we dry hop with Citra and Sabro, and again that gives us the big grapefruit, passion fruit, flavours and aromas which make this beer class. The yeast in this beer, sound a bit flat there, didn't it? And I shouldn't be because it's New Year's. Is our second live culture strain, which is White Labs WLP 066, so it's London Fog. We use it in multiple beers of ours, such as Brewed Hops, Flat Out for example, and it's yeast typically used for those New England styled beers. And speaking of yeast, we manage our cultures here with a digital scope, and we check the amount of cells on the slide and the viability of the cells. So with this digital scope of ours, it removes the human element of error when counting cells, and as you can imagine, counting cells under a scope is quite tricky. So the digital scope takes all the human error out of it, and it uses like state-of-the-art image recognition software. So it communicates with obviously the smartphone or the tablet with the lab in Germany to then get with the data back. Once the samples have been analysed by the lab, it then returns the results to us electronically, like in a heartbeat, and it lets us know exactly, right down to the last milliliter of wort, how many cells per milliliter we need to be pitching into these vessels. That obviously keeps us consistent, and it's basically just another tool in our arsenal to keep us right. And finally, if you're looking for a smooth, juicy, rich, velvety, sessionable IPA, then look no further, because X-Ray Eyes is the one for you. I want to say that out of all the formats that we package this beer in, such as cask, keg, can, etc., our cask version is my favourite, because I think at cellar temperatures you get the most from the beer, the flavours are intensified, and it's a cracker. So cheers.